Animals in a singing competition. What could possibly go wrong with that? Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film Sing! The general premise of this film is that there is a koala bear named Buster. He has a huge passion for the theater and for the arts, and so he owns his own theater. And while it is going out of business, he decides to pull a one last hurrah and have a singing competition. And that brings together these various creatures of different backgrounds, and they have vocal talent, and so they are in the singing competition, and it is about these characters and ultimately this koala bear as they try to prepare for the singing competition and save the theater. This one is from Illumination Studios, which I've had a little bit of an issue with the last couple of films. Minions I don't think was that good, despite the overwhelming success that it was. I also didn't think Secret Life of Pets was all that good as well, because it was basically a Toy Story ripoff. Sing, however, I think is a good film. I actually really enjoyed this thing, and let's talk about why. Part of that is the vocal talent. We have Matthew McConaughey as the koala bear. He is arguably the main character of this film, despite its focus pretty equally on every character throughout this film. He probably gets just the most screen time. I thought that all the voice actors did really good in this film. We also have Reese Witherspoon, Seth MacFarlane, Scarlett Johansson, Taron Egerton, and Tori Kelly as the other animals in this film who have actually really good voices. And I was really happy to see that there wasn't anyone who was really just bad for some reason. And like I said, Matthew McConaughey's Buster character is the one which the film focuses on the most, probably. It has other animals in it, which I think people are going to relate to just based on their own experiences. Either you're going to relate to the gorilla, which can sing but has issues with his father. You can relate to the rock star who's dealing with a breakup. You can relate to these other characters in your own way. But I feel like the film focuses more on Buster and his struggles to try to keep an extremely positive attitude and optimistic personality throughout this whole film, and just to get this singing competition off the ground and save his theater. He's very optimistic, and that's part of why I really enjoyed his character. The introduction to all these characters is also very, very neat. It reminded me of kind of like the beginning of GTA 5 to an extent. Very different stories, but the way that they introduce it is that they show about a minute of each character's lives to get a general idea of who they are as people. Then it shows us the camera just zooming around the city to get to the next person. And it just reminded me of when in the game the camera just went up into the air, found the new protagonist, and then just showed us their personality and their point of view in the beginning of that game. And so I just thought it was a really interesting way to meet all the characters and show us who our main people are going to be to watch out for. As it says, well, the singing aspects of the film are what is going to either make or break it. And while there isn't a ton in the movie, which I was kind of surprised about, there wasn't any like breakout musical numbers or anything like that. They save pretty much all the singing aspects until the end of the film when the actual competition is happening, which I thought was a nice way because it didn't oversaturate the film with these different performances. It didn't allow one person to just stand out amongst the crowd per se. So I enjoyed that aspect of it, surprisingly, when I usually enjoy musical-esque films to have a lot of singing in them, aka Moana, which did not. I faulted it for that. But this one I thought worked well because it's not a musical per se. It just has, it's a movie with music elements in it. And so all the performances did really, really good. These are people who I've never heard or thought had any remarkable vocal talent in them in regards to singing, so they all really surprised me. There's also a twist leading into the third act, which I did not see coming at all, which I appreciated because usually with these films outside of Pixar and Disney, I usually am able to see these plot elements coming because it's very overused. This one had something which I didn't expect to happen, and so I appreciated it for that reason. The third act is also where everything kind of comes together, as you would guess. It's the climax of the whole movie, and I thought that it was pulled off extremely well. I really enjoyed that. And that being said, there are some predictable elements to this film, but they didn't really bug me all that much. I mean, if you go and watch each individual story, you can probably guess how each one is going to play out. I personally, for some reason, didn't really do that type of foreshadowing or guessing beforehand while I was watching the film, and so I just let the events play out. I thought they were very, very satisfying on their own, and it just worked well, I thought, despite them being predictable and things that we have seen before. And then, as you expected with animation nowadays, the animation is very, very solid, very crisp. I've always enjoyed Illumination's animation because it is very Pixar-esque, and that's where a lot of films seem to be going in regards to animation. And so I thought it just looked really, really good for what it was. It's also very well paced. It has its slower moments, but I thought that they worked in continuity to the film itself and the plot and made sense where it was. So guys, overall, I really found myself enjoying Sing a lot more than I was actually expecting to, honestly. I've been looking forward to this film since I first saw the trailer and first saw, oh hey, it's a movie about singing, because that's my guilty pleasure, apparently. You'll see a lot more with La La Land tonight. But with the recent faults of Minions and Secret Life of Pets, I wasn't really hoping for a lot with this film, and it really ended up surprising me as a end result. So, guys, I say check out Sing if you have the opportunity. You probably already have if you're watching this review. It came out on Wednesday. It's now Friday as I'm filming this. And so, yeah, check it out if you haven't. I really found myself enjoying it. I thought it was a really nice new type of film from Illumination Studios. I hope this thing gets a sequel. It doesn't necessarily set up a sequel, but it could have one if it wanted to. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I say check it out if you want to. Guys, those are my thoughts on Sing. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I'd appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.